Okay, so I started building a remix like ID a few weeks ago, barely 4 weeks ago now. So I started building it, just wanted to understand how this thing works. So from trying to understand it, I started building the compiler. Then I moved from the compiler to getting the compiler to work, to which is the first thing for me, basically the ability to compile the contract to get the information, the low-level information, which are the bytecode, the API, and the other things that I need, right? So I started working on that a few weeks ago, and fast forward to, let's say, 3 weeks and some days now, up to 4 weeks, I have this working. This, which you can, there's a lot of stuffs going on, but basically this is what I have going on. I have the explorer section where you can create files and do all of those things, but this video is not to cover how I created this. I'll probably do a dedicated video on how I was able to create this from scratch. Or let me not say from scratch, yeah, but I was able to create this based on the knowledge I wanted to find from this. So I started this and we have this today. So back to what I want to talk about. So when I started with the deployment section, I got a requirement from someone on Twitter that I should implement a test network functionality, kind of like what you see in Remix. This was the one I did initially. The Connect wallet, Connect MetaMask, or any other wallet works successfully. But the JavaScript VM, which is what you see on Remix, where you can connect to different environments and then test using test account like you see here, I didn't have that implemented. So when someone demanded for that, I decided to go and create it. And then I started creating it. Then I realized something while I got one funny error. One of the weirdest error I've gotten in a long time. Let me see if I can still find that here. And yeah, I had to use Stack Overflow to fix the error. I couldn't fix it with AI. It was crazy. It was funny. But that was what I noticed. And that was unexpected. Now, the error I got, let me see if I can trace it. Yes, it's this error. Contract code could not be stored. That was the error. It was a disturbing error. I literally spent 2 days trying to figure this out. I used AI to do this. Only for me to find out, just do a search, a single search online, and all I could find was just this very, very easy hack, and worked. Now, what was the hack? The hack was, instead of using 0x, which is basically what every bytecode starts with, yes, you just append a 0 at the front of it, and that fixes the problem. It fixes the problem of contract code could not be stored. It is mind-blowing. It is crazy because I never imagined that was going to be possible or how it works, and I still don't know how it works because literally someone asked and said worked on 2025 but still don't know what it means. Literally, I don't also know what it means, but this was one of the hacks, or let me say this is the hack that worked. This was the hack that worked for me that day. And crazy enough, what I'm driving at is this simple thing. Let me show you where that worked so you guys can have an idea. So if I connection works, right? Connect with the wallet now with the virtual account. I can do that. This will spin up a virtual account for me. Everything will work. I will get all the logs just to see what is going on. Now you can see that I have this connected. I have the account, which is all of this, one of the 10 accounts I created. I can switch between them. That works fine. And so interestingly, everything is fine up to this point. But if I wanted to like deploy the contract, let's say I want to deploy a contract now, I have this deployed, so that means it's fixed now. But before then, if I try deploying this contract, let me go back to the compile section. Let me just try to show you guys what I mean. But before I do that, let me go to the code. I remove this. If I go to, let me look for that bytecode, which function is that? Deploy. Yes, deploy contract with test account. Now, at this point, there was something I added here to make it pass. I'm just trying to look for that code here. It should be somewhere around here. Where you have the formatted bytecode. Yeah, the formatted bytecode. Now you can see I appended this 0 here. Just this 0 here. This 0 that you can see here. This one. This 0 after the X is the problem of the code, and that was why it failed. So let me do this. Let me remove this and try to do this again. Now you see that I have, like I said, I have deployed. I already have contract that are deployed, right? If I connect using the VM, now you can see that I have 2 contracts already. The same contract I'm trying to deploy, which is the example contract here, example copy contract, which is this. So that means it's working. But let me collapse this. If I want to try this again and I want to redeploy this contract, let's try it now. Remove the 0 from here, so that means it's supposed to fail. And then I try this. I put test what? Let me just put something. Test bytecode error, and then I deploy this contract. It doesn't work. You can see the same error again. Contract code couldn't be stored. Very subtle error, but 0 kept me for literally 2 days fixing this bug. But interestingly, you can see that it fails. Let me just add that 0 back to it, and all of a sudden, gloriously, it will work. Let's try it again. So okay, it's already compiled. Let me connect it in the VM. Let me collapse this and try to deploy the same. Let me something else. Test bytecode success now, not failed error. And all of a sudden, contract deployed at this address, and you can see there's no error here. You can see it literally deploys. And if I check, the contract that was deployed is 0xDB8B9. If I check this, you see I have 3 contracts deployed. So what was the problem here? The problem was simply the 0 at this point. 0 kept me for like 2 days trying, not being able to fix this, because this was a requirement. I wanted to implement deploying a contract with test account. 2 days, literally 2 days trying to fix it. AI couldn't help me. I tried a lot of things. The AI agent couldn't help. Nothing helped. But then a single search, and this helped. I don't know why it worked. I still haven't figured it out. I haven't had the time to dive into why. So if not, I will have covered it in this video or probably written an article about it. But yes, this is it. So I just wanted to share with you guys in case someone else has this issue out there that have an issue with code could not be stored. Simply how to fix it. That's just what you need to fix it. Just add a 0 before it and it works. Literally works. That's it. I still have issues. Yeah, I've not been able to like be able to interact with a contract I deploy. For instance, this new one, I'm still having issues, but that was just so, I couldn't believe 0 cost that error for days, 2 days. It kept me on the same spot. I wrote everything writable, checked every single line, dropped comments on every single place, debugged everything with the logger. Every single thing was done. But just this was the problem. 0 was the problem. So yeah, I just wanted to share this with someone that might have faced this issue, or that is currently facing this issue, or that we face this issue. This is just what you need to do. Just add a 0 after the x, after the 0x, and everything will work. Literally, that's just the fix. You can see from here, just to even show you, you can see that the initial thing was supposed to be 0x600, but by appending the 0, it becomes 0x0600, and that worked. That becomes a formatted bytecode that makes this work. It's unbelievable. But that's what works. I can't tell you why. I do try to have an answer. There was no answer on the thread that fixed this error. Like this guy said, worked in 2025, but I don't know what it means. Literally don't know what it means too, but yes, that was the fix. So in case someone have this error, and if in case you know someone that might have this error, just feel free to share this video to them as a resource that will help them to solve the error. So yes, thank you guys for watching. This was what I wanted to share with you guys. 0 can be a problem to you, can literally stop you from writing or making your fix or making your implementation work for days. Hope you guys have enjoyed this information and informative video as well. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Catch you in the next one. Bye for now.